welcome to Triple T Thursday. That stands for Tips, Tricks, Tutorials. Good shake, honey. Excellent shake. Today we're going to be talking about gas. Yeah, I said what I said. And that stands for Gear Acquisition Syndrome. And I want to talk to you about a few experiences that I've had recently, and maybe some of y'all will relate to this. And yeah, we're going to talk about it. And I want to say hello to the people in chat. So hello to Adam's Exploits. Hello to Pixelpia. Hello to Marcus. Great to see you. So glad that you guys are here, guys and gals. Today, this is an important topic because I feel like a lot of times we get very caught up in what is the newest, latest, greatest thing. And we feel like we have to have it. Trust me, this happened to me this week, and it happened to some of y'all because you're already saying, I already ordered the teleprompter. And we're going to talk about the teleprompter, the specific teleprompter. Absolutely. We're going to talk about it. Right after we talk about what's in your cup, I feel like, one, we need to create a graphic for what's in your cup. And so maybe we will do that next week, and I'll create a what's in your cup graphic that we do in Keynote. It can be a little bit of a tutorial where I show you how to make it in Keynote, and then we import it and use it and create it as a scene in Ecamm. What do we think about that? Should we give it a thumbs up? I mean, it's something we're going to use every single one of us, every single week on a live stream. So I feel like maybe we should actually just create this graphic. I mean, what do you think? Guys, gals, shall we do that? I think we should do that, but why is this video not showing up in my dashboard of things so I can... Anyways, by the way, if you haven't noticed, I'm in a new set. I use the term set loosely because it's not really a set yet. However, it's going to be. And if you saw on Twitter, I have this hair brain scheme, however that phrase goes, idea that this back wall right here, which by the way, if I zoom out right now, you'll see garbage bags of like things. And so that's why I had to zoom in a little bit more. But I'm thinking I'm going to order these like little shelves, and then I'm going to put my cowboy boots up on the wall. Then I can like rearrange them and just like show them off and display them for funsies. I feel like it would just be a good idea. Plus, we don't have a lot of storage in this house. And so anything I can do to probably get my shoes off the floor and maybe even onto the wall. They're pretty. I should look at them. We should do that. So don't mind the construction noise and everything that's happening around here. We're trying the best that we can. By the way, did I ask what's in your cup? Not just asking and making a graphic out of it, but what's actually in your cup? I saw, and let me guess, Adam is going to be saying Poland Springs water. I think Pixelpia had cold brew. So what else do we got here? I'm tempted. Some heating. Let's see. There's 2 reviews already. Oh, water. Hello. And too small for me. I don't want to spend 300. Okay. Yes. Oh my goodness. If you didn't, so I laid down some of that like cardboard paper because I'm trying not to track as I'm building some like IKEA furniture in here, track dirt and whatnot and dust. And my dog just keeps like walking on it. He's contemplating his life if he wants to jump over the roll so he can go back down the hallway, or if he's just going to sit there and keep tippy tapping. So if that's what you hear, that's what you hear. I see Coke Zero here. Can you hear it? Let me know if you can hear it. You want to lay down? Lay down on your bed. You can lay down because mommy's working. Okay, so, oh no, he's going back towards the paper. He's so funny. He's like, man, what do I do? I'm blocked. I just don't know what to do, man. By the way, we are going to be talking about building a YouTube set and all of this, because all of this kind of comes into the gear acquisition syndrome. So one of the things that I'm seeing in the chat that has happened here is the fact that, good shake. Wow, it's a circus around here. Sometimes you see stuff online and you're like, I just need to have that. One of those things kind of happened to me, and I saw like on Twitter that Elgato had released a brand new teleprompter, and separate from the fact that it's a little bit smaller of one, so you could use your iPad mini or, you know, like a big screened cell phone or something like that for the scrolling, or just an additional window, something like that. it has the software built in. So if you want to have your output display and then see all kinds of like emojis and whatnot happening, you can do that. So they're kind of combining this hardware, software, but as someone else mentioned, it's around $300. But all of a sudden we have these illusions or delusions, as you will, that it's going to make our life so much better, our content so much easier. It's just going to handle things for us and it's going to help us make more, right? So all of a sudden we start thinking, do I need this? Should I justify this in my budgeting? How many, right? Like all of a sudden we start thinking about these things and we're like, maybe I need to add that. Maybe that would make my life better. Maybe this needs to be part of my setup. And if that's you and you've already bought it, I wish you the best with it. And I hope it's amazing and you do all the things. And I was looking at it too and I'm like, oh man, that'd be really nice. But the truth is I have a teleprompter and I don't even use that. So I already have like a premium or lack of space in this new space that I'm in. So if you hadn't seen it over on the beauty channel, I had actually started decluttering. I did, like 6 different areas of decluttering, like in my makeup. I have been giving a whole bunch of stuff away on like these local Facebook, buy nothing groups. I've been doing my best to try and clear out some stuff. And still, we have too much stuff. You can't even put all of our clothes away in the closet because our closet is smaller and bags of clothes still exist. So I was like, we're both going to have to go and cull our collection and have less. And we haven't gotten there yet. But the weird stuff is like, how do we get to a point? I'm sorry, I'm trying to see my screen here. How do we get to the point where we not only have so much stuff, but think that we need so much stuff, right? I had this like illusion/delusion at one point that I was like, yeah, I think it would be really cool to do like a van life thing every once in a while. Why not? Yeah, van life sounds great. But then you realize like you literally have no space. And don't get me wrong, I lived in a 400 square foot studio for a while, me and my dog, back before I ever met my husband, and we made that work, but now it's just not. And so I had an office/filming room at our old place, and now I have a new place, and it's a quarter of the size, maybe a third of the size if I'm lucky. So all this gear that I had, all of this stuff, I was like, wow, how did I get so much stuff? What do I do with all this stuff? Do I even need all of this stuff? If you've ever moved and had to downsize and had these questions, can I get a thumbs up on this? But this is the current state that I'm in. And so as I'm rebuilding my set and thinking of things that I want to put up, like, oh, I have a space problem. I think it'd be really cool to put my cowboy boots up. That would be something. So anything that I had before in the past as part of my backdrop, which was, like the cubbies and the headphones and stuff like that, like I have to have now new space for all of that, or all the stuff that was in those cubbies, and I have to think about like what else am I going to have. And so now I'm looking and reevaluating my life. And I was having a conversation with Keely, the Discord coach, yesterday. And so every month or so we get to have a conversation and catch up, and it's just kind of nice. And I was telling her, you know what? I think I don't need as much stuff as I have. Honestly, I don't. And I was telling her that when I went to Iceland with my mom, I had all of these grand plans, right? Like I'm going to take some beautiful photos and when's the next time I'm going to be here? And I had, asked people, should I take my cell phone? Should I take my Sony ZV-1? Should I take, my Sony A7 III? And a lot of people were like, oh, take the A7 III. And then it became, okay, the A7 III, but you're going to need a new lens. And so then I saw a lens, Roberto Blake was selling one. And I was like, hey, let me cop that real quick. And then I did. And then I packed all this stuff and it was heavy as all get out. I had a horrible back and sciatica problem. My poor mom couldn't help me carry this backpack. It was too heavy. And did I take a single photo with that setup? No, not one. Did I sometimes just use my cell phone? Yep, absolutely. And not only that, but I've got like 4 cell phones and it's unnecessary. And this came up when the Pixel 8 Pro also was released fairly recently. And I am like, I've been just in love with the Pixel 7 Pro. I've been wanting that. And then the Pixel 8 Pro came out. I'm like, oh, no, I want that. And so what is it inside my brain that makes me think, oh my God, I have to have that? Shiny object syndrome. And, oh, this will make my life so much better. Because do they? No. Because even when I first was like, oh, it'd be nice to have a little vlogging camera. Have you guys seen a vlog from me? No, you have not. So me having it is just like, what do I need this for? Not only that, I was thinking about my friend Zach of Zach Talks Tech and Zach Talks Pixel, all that stuff. He's been doing a lot of live streaming recently, and he had been saying, I have the Sony a6500, which is a great camera. And he was like, oh, I'm thinking maybe I get rid of it or sell it, and I get, Sony ZV-1 or something like that, and really level up my streams. So we actually, he was on a live stream, and then he had Brian McDuff and a couple other people, Trenton's Tech, and I was on there for a little bit, and we were just kind of going through, like, what are your current settings? Is it optimized for, showing things off? Could we make some changes? Do you have to buy new gear? Can we just actually do more with the gear you have? And so I wasn't there for a lot of the stream. I came in at the very end and just was like, you look great. But he still was like, thank you. And if you go and look on his Twitter feed, he had posted not only the before and after from people doing the suggestions and him making some changes in the menu. And then he also had a reaction of, like, when he came back, and he was like, oh my gosh, it looks so much better. It looks amazing. I don't need to go buy a new camera. I just use what I have and make it, like, work to a better spec. And it really got me thinking. I was like, gosh, what do I need, like, the super fancy camera for? I really don't. I sit here and I do talking head videos sometimes. I sometimes do some screen recording tutorial things, and and I live stream, and I could probably accomplish a lot of what I wanted without a lot of the gear that I have. And so, long story longer than it needs to be, I was telling Keely yesterday, I was like, because I have so little space in this new space that I'm in, and because all that other stuff is really heavy and space is just really at a premium here, I think I'm going to switch maybe to the Sony ZV-1, just the tiny little vlogging camera that I was thinking of picking up. One, I don't even know if people would even notice. Two, I don't think they're going to, like, be up in arms because I'm on this camera versus the Sony a7 III full frame camera. Like, I really don't. And she's like, yeah. And we don't need to have that. So I now, by the way, today, what you're seeing, Sony ZV-1, not the Sony a7 III. And I was saying, I think I'm going to sell the camera. I'm going to sell the camera, the two lenses that I have that money, and not buy more gear, just pay off some debt that I have. But the thing is, that's where, if we think about this, remember last year when I was going through a tech declutter too, and I'm like, why do I have 4 cameras? And I traded in 4 cameras and I got that Sony one, and I thought it was going to make my life better, and did it a little, but it wasn't so much so that I couldn't get by with all the gear that I had. You know what I mean? It's just because we want more stuff. And that's how we get ourselves into a situation where you're, like, bursting out the seams of some, new room that you're in. And then, you don't know how much stuff you have until you have to pack it all in a, boxer 50 and try and move it, So it's really been a fun exercise in, like, looking at something, not Marie Kondoing, does this bring me joy? But, like, do I need this? Do I even know how to use this? Could I just use what I have and make it better and not go buy so much more stuff? I mean, Zach did not buy a new camera. He just fixed his setup with, the settings that he needed to tweak. I don't need 2 of these fancy cameras. I can use the less expensive camera, and I could probably have 1 less cell phone, and I could probably sell my Sony. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not necessary. And I say that as I'm someone who's now reevaluating and looking at all the stuff that I have, being like, I don't need this. I don't need this not only to survive, but to make content or to do what I need to do. So typically I have multiple lights. I have 1 light on right now because I haven't set up the other one, because I literally set this up about 5 minutes before the stream went on. And so I have 1 light. I've got a different camera. And, I've got this microphone, and that's fine. That's I mean, last week I came to you off of a cell phone. So I just want to let all of you know it's really easy to get caught up. And I do too. Like, I wanted the Pixel 8 Pro. I don't need it. I wanted the new teleprompter from Elgato. I don't need it. You know, I wanted the Sony A7S III or the Sony ZV, not the E, is it the E1 or the Sony A7 IV? And I'm like, do I need it? No. You know? And so we then think that we're going to need all this gear because we think gear matters and it's going to make our story better, but it's not. Instead, I could sold all that stuff and spent that money on like Hayden Hillier Smith's editing course. Learned how to tell better story through editing. I could actually pay for, let's say, some YouTube coaching and consultation from someone else if I wanted to. I could go ahead and buy, you know, some sort of equipment upgrade if I needed it somewhere else in my life, but I don't. And that's what I'm saying is like, I think we just get really in our heads about what we think we need and what we should be spending money on. And it's just unnecessary. And it really distracts from what we need to be doing, which is just publishing more content, right? So me having another camera doesn't mean I'm going to publish content more frequently. It really doesn't. And I just wanted to share this with you because I'm, let's say, 1,000 videos in. If it's taken me 1,000 videos in to kind of like learn this lesson, I want to share it with anyone who's under 100 videos or under 500 videos or just starting out and being like, you know, sure, gear is fun. And at some points it matters, but like not so much that it's the deterrent and stop that a lot of people try to claim that it is or say that it is. Let me come down to the comments and see what y'all are saying, okay? So, let me scroll back. What do we got here? And you know what? I have a teleprompter. If I really wanted to, I could set it up, and all the delusions of grandeur and the illusions of productivity that I thought I was going to have by having a teleprompter never came to fruition for me. Could they in the future? Yes. Could I do it with the existing teleprompter that I have and not go out and buy a new one from Elgato? Yes. But would it be cool? It would be kind of cool. But anyways, you hear him shaking. Yeah. You made it over you bought a Stream Deck? I do love the Stream Deck. You just downloaded the software. I do use my Stream Deck a lot because I actually have it built in for, don't let me convince you though, built in for different softwares where I can, like if I'm in Final Cut Pro, I can actually just kind of use things for like double speed, make a cut, make a, a blade here, make a, copy over these attributes, make a new compound clip. So some of these things, and I just kind of like two-hand edit, as you will. So sometimes it's helpful. Do I need it? No. Do I want it? Yes. Exactly. Precisely. Lurie was saying the more professional ones are like $800 to $1,200. Do I need a more professional? Like the Elgato teleprompter at $300, more than enough for me. Do I need to spend $1,200 on a teleprompter? Absolutely not. No, not for me. So Pixel PS says, I tried to use a software teleprompter, but that made me look down, and the prompter was, I think the prompter, it could solve a lot of problems. And again, for certain people, if you have something that's very like tech spec heavy and you're trying to read that off. And I think Keely was saying, I want to hear your votes on this. Okay. If you're watching someone on a live stream, when they are reading comments off, is it weird when they look off screen to like read the comment, or would you rather them like be reading the comment in the teleprompter so it just looks like they're making eye contact the entire time? Like, oh, Pixel Pia says blah, 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 versus, oh, Pixel Pia is saying, like, which one actually feels more natural, or would you rather see? I'm just curious as a thought, because some people will put the teleprompter output in the screen, and that's one of the things that the Elgato will kind of do as well. And interesting. By the way, there are a couple of emoji type emote things that are coming in the future for YouTube. It's not quite ready for live streams yet, but if you do stuff like this, where you do like do a thumbs up or something like that, you will start seeing some sort of animation happen on your screen on YouTube. And I thought that was really cool. Thought I would share that with you. Also, remember last week when I was live streaming vertically? Apparently that is, I don't want to misspeak about this. You have been able to go live on YouTube vertically for a while. That is not new. What is new and is rolling out in waves is the ability for your vertical live stream to be discoverable within the Shorts feed, which could be sent out to a lot more people to get visibility. It's not available yet for everybody, but it is something that they're working on. And so I was on a call today with YouTube about this specific feature. And then I was invited into this beta to be like, you want to do vertical live streaming? I'm like, I already thought I was in the beta because I was live streaming. And remember when I was like, you can do polls and all this stuff? That was because of that being enabled. So if you want to know if it's enabled for you, if you try and go live off of your phone and then it goes under the advanced settings and it says vertical available within Shorts and whatever else, then you have that feature now enabled. Not to take apart from, could you go live before in a vertical format? Yes, you could. The difference is, could you possibly be discoverable inside of the Shorts feed? So those two things are separate. Now, what is Adam saying? I can't even get 1024 to work. 1024. What does that mean? Dutch Can Jam. Hey. How are you? I made a smoothie with mango, avocado, beets, almond milk, and water. That sounds delicious and nutritious. What is this? Donated through a super chat. Oh, thank you so much for donating through a super chat. Oh, I love that. Thank you. Yeah. Yes. Oh, Trenton Sec. Hello. How are you? Gear upgrade syndrome. Exactly. Rich Graham has become a member. Wait, what? Did we get a new member? Oh my gosh, this is so exciting. We are going to have to play the animation. I haven't gotten to play this in a while. Oh my goodness. Hold on to your butts now. Let's see here. New member. Thank you so much for becoming a member. Yay. Here we go. Set it up now. Ooh, so exciting, y'all, so exciting. And if you can't become a channel member, that's totally cool. I appreciate you being here. The least you can do is hit that like or subscribe button. I'd appreciate it. And you can always follow me on other social medias if you like. You can find me on TikTok. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me other places on the Twitters. I'm not ever going to call it on the X. You can find me on Twitters. Okay. Oh, by the way, I forgot. We got to do one thing for the super chat here. We had a super chat. I'm gonna have to remember it's by the window in this setup. It's by the window to the wall. I'm not gonna keep singing that. I don't want to be demonetized. Let me scroll back here and see what people are saying. But you know what? Gear upgrade syndrome. That was primo. That was. I don't know if that's actually. Oh no, I don't think my sound effects are working. No, why are they not working? Oh, there it is. It's a very expensive habit to have Gus and gas at the same time. Let me just say, okay? All right, let's go back and take a look here. Casually walks in. Oh, hey, are we talking about minimalism? I did, and I was talking about like, oh gosh, how I probably could fail miserably at van life. How I'm trying to downsize. How I have too much gear that I just don't even need. So yes, I decided, and yes, I am using the Sony ZV-1. I'm going to be selling the Sony a7 III and the lens that I bought from Roberto and the other lens that I have. I'm going to get rid of all of it and and save some space. So you can pretty much only use on cell phone right now. Okay. You bought the Osmo Action 3. Oh, before DJ released the Action 4. See, that's gear upgrade syndrome, right? Just like the, oh, I have the iPhone 13. Do I need the 14? And then but I was like, do you know how hard that was to not get the 14 when purple is my favorite color? But I was like, nope, it's not yet. So I had to wait until the 15. And do they have a purple 15? No, they do not. Can I get a purple case? Yes. Did I? Yes. It's not the same, though. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's gear upgrade syndrome, acquisition syndrome. It's a disease, man. Okay, let's see. See, I didn't even notice the difference. Oh, see? Yeah, it's the Sony ZV-1 today, not the Sony A7 III. And I think it's going to be this one because I got it all set up and I'm not going to set up the other one. It wasn't game changing. And that's the thing is sometimes we believe and we romanticize what we think the new gear is going to do for us, right? But new gear doesn't make us a better storyteller. It doesn't make us more like, you know what I mean? Okay. Anyways, didn't you buy that in a regional supermarket? The editing course? Oh, did you take Hayden Hillier-Smith's editing course? I actually really was thinking about doing that and I didn't. And then I was like, oh, and then I forgot because I never even finished the Casey Neistat course. You know what I mean? So I did buy that one. And then I was like, do I need another course that I don't finish? Who am I, Keely? Did I say that? You know what I mean, though. But like every time I talk to Keely, she's like, I bought that course. Yeah, I bought that course too. And I'm like, okay. I don't know. Did you learn anything from them? Did you complete them all? Oh, she probably did. Anyways, okay. Now we're talking coaching course and acquisition. That is magic. See? And it says gear only matters if it solves a problem or gives you a competitive advantage that makes you money. You know what? That is such a good comment. I'm gonna put on screen. Look at that. That is so smart. That's good stuff. And gear that causes problem sucks. And sometimes gear creates more problems than it solves, right? And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, this has a different adapter. I need different batteries. I have blah, blah, blah. I have less room in my bag. And it's like, do I need a separate microphone for all these different occasions? Or can I have one type of microphone that I can use in all kinds of different ways and scenarios, right? I mean, so how do you make the decision to sell a piece of gear that's not been used in a while? However, you have the mindset that you might need it one day. That's the whole save it for a rainy day. And here's the thing. You know, a lot of people, like when they're doing a closet clean out or something like that, and you're like, hey, it's winter, right? And so maybe you change out and you bring some of your winter clothes out, and then you think about it and you're like, hey, if I didn't wear these clothes last winter and it's now this winter, or even if you get through the next spring, or let's say it was summer, right? And you're like, I said I was going to save these for summer and my hot girl body time, and then I didn't wear them for 2 summers in a row, get rid of it. You know what I mean? And the thing is, like, it's like, oh yeah, I could have that cell phone sit in my back pocket or in that drawer for 3 years. But you know what? In 3 years, you could probably just, let's say you sold that phone or whatever else. For whatever you sold that phone, you could probably just go out and buy one on Craigslist that's better than the one that you're holding on to. You know what I mean? Like, that's like holding on to the iPod Shuffle and being like, oh man, 15 years from now, when I need this as a hair clip accessory just for a retro video. You know what I'm saying? So, it's just like when I was holding on to some cameras, and then I was like, I'm like, I don't have room for all these cameras. I don't have all this stuff that I have. I need to get rid of all of them. And then I got one camera that I thought was going to solve my problems. And for a little while it did, right? And then I had new problems, more stuff, more problems. So if you really needed it, you would have used it, is kind of how I think about it. And in the rare scenario where you think you need it, you could probably rent it for, a day or 2 days, or you could probably ask a friend to borrow one. Or I just feel like a lot of us are holding on to this, well, a rainy day, maybe I need it. There's been a lot of rainy days in Vancouver and Seattle, my friend, and I haven't needed that stuff. So that stuff is going. Okay. So we think about that. Let's not get silly now. The Stream Deck is a necessary piece of equipment for every minimalist. Absolutely. We need what we need, Keely. It's totally cool. Let's see here. You use a Google Doc as run of show. Probably would be difficult to read it. Yeah, I mean, a bit of both. Look off to the side to read the comment and then back at the camera to respond. And then I'd rather them looking down into myself. Keely was asking the question about if you're reading off a comment, do you want them to be reading the comment, eyes off screen, or do you want them to be reading the comment because it's on the teleprompter and you can see it? You know what I mean? So I don't care if you look at the camera or at the chat when reading comments, but I would use a prompter as a teleprompter. Yeah. I get them in the grocery store chains. Let's see. That was my home square foot. Not new. I was already a member for 3 months. Oh. I don't know, man. Are you telling me I played the song for no reason? I don't know. Well, thank you. Sometimes though, they do have that thing where you can like celebrate how long you've been a channel member. I think Marcus has done that before, and it's like, oh yeah, I'm a channel member. And then I'm like, you've been a channel member. So I think they have that sometimes, like celebrate channel member. But you know what? You're worth celebrating. So there you go. James Hicks says, ooh, thanks for the tip. Looks like I have that vertical video feature enabled. Yeah, that's awesome. So yeah, if you see that when you're trying to go live, you go into, all of your settings, you go into the advanced, and then you see vertical, and it says like recommended. That's how you know you have access to it. It's not quite rolled out for everyone yet, or all countries and everything, but yeah, keep that in mind. So sorry for no, you're fine. I'm easily distracted anyway, so distractions are fun. Musk wants to start charging $1 a month just to have X. Oh, interesting. Huh. What is this? You gifted 5 subs to. Thank you so much. Your gift. That seems like a very Twitch feature. That seems to be. I love that though. Thank you. Okay, you know what though? We don't have. Oh wait. See, then I didn't play the graphic too early. Let's do it one more time because we got 5. Thank you so much for gifting subs. That's so nice of you. And by the way, and if you can't, no one's ever required / whatever to, I'm never going to force anyone, but if you want to follow along, please do so. And like and subscribe, all that good stuff. All right. So let's see who. Chatty Cathy got a sub. Daisy Dead Petals. That's a fun gifted membership. George Canellis and Gwendolyn G. Welcome. You know what? Since now we have so many new members, let's maybe do that live stream with the, let's create the thing in Keynote as a members live stream. Do you want it as a members live stream / where only you guys can comment on it? Or should I just make the video and release it as a private video that only y'all can watch? You let me know how you feel about that, but let's make that video. FOMO can be a major problem. Yes. And resisting the white titanium 15 Pro was hell. Oh, you've done it so far? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Gear acquisition and gear upgrade syndrome, man. It's a thing. Hey, Holly. Oh, it's great to see you. How are you? How is Arizona? I was thinking about you. You're looking good. You're looking like you're walking a lot or doing a lot of exercise. You're looking tiny. And but hi, how are you? Great to see you. And Pixel Beast says, that's my biggest problem. I hold on to old tech. Everything else I can easily throw out. Yeah. And thanks for the answer and insight. You're very welcome. And you know what's so funny is I have this stuff that I've been like basically giving away. It's like, why do I have 6 microphones? It's unnecessary. Why do I have 8 pairs of headphones? Before it was like, well, it's set dressing. I need them all. And now it's like, I don't need that set dressing anymore. Some of them weren't even like very fancy. They were like, promo ones, but they just looked nice in the background. And now I'm like, I don't need that many pairs of headphones. How many do I need? And, just like how many cameras do I really, how many cell phones do I, that's a dangerous game. It's a dangerous game. I don't need that many. You know what I'm saying? So I'd rather turn them in now, get a little bit of money for what they're worth. And then if I really want something later, then I will just go later and buy it. And it's not saving all this tech for a rainy day when miraculously we're going to start hosting some sort of thing and I'm going to need 4 different microphones for my podcasts for guests that have never been here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need that. I don't need it. So if anyone here would like to buy my Sony a7 III and the 24-70 Sigma lens and the 16-35 f4 Sony lens, you hit me up and you let me know because those are the pieces that I'll be selling. Yes. Okay. What do y'all want to chat about? We got some time, but also, what do we think about the cowboy boots? Instead of the headphones, I'm thinking cowboy boots. I was really lamenting that I wasn't able to find a background, not a background, but like shelves that I liked. And I was like, these are too like wide and I'm like Goldilocks. Like I'm looking for something that is just right, because I want it to either be white or clear to like blend in with the wall, and I want you to just be able to see the boot, and I want them to be sideways, not forwards, because a lot of the things that stick out are so that you can put your shoes side by side and they're like facing like not the direction that I want them to face. And I'm like, I want them to be like a whole wall of boots sideways, and then like, just, and then mix and match where they are. Like, some like blue and some green and some like purple ones. I have it. I see it in my mind's eye, and I'm like, I think it's going to be so cool. But then I was just like, I can't find these shelves. And my husband, he's so sweet. He's like, you know what? I think I found something on Etsy. So he was doing the research for me and helping me out. And I was like, this could be perfect. But then I was like, oh, it looks kind of like glass. It looks like it has these silver fasteners, but a lot of it is going to be hidden by boots. But I'm so sorry. No one asked about this. No one cares. But I am excited. I think it's gonna solve some of the storage issue, because boots actually take up a lot of room. And in our old closet, we had the shelf at the top that was about 13, 14 inches high. And so all these boots that were like 13, I said I was gonna stop talking about this, but I'm not gonna. So I was able to, at the top of my closet, put all these boots. And so they were like out of the way, but I could also walk in my closet and just kind of like look at all of them. You can see it in like some of my old TikToks or something. Like you see some of my boots. I did a TikTok where I used the bobblehead that we got for free when we went to some sort of baseball game when I was in California. And I used the sound, I think it's from the Angry Birds movie. And they were talking about like, these are all my ladies. Look at, and all, like the names of all these different like trophies. But I did it with like each one of my boots coming into the picture. So if you want to laugh. But I'm saying the boots are really pretty, and I think they're beautiful works of art and should be displayed as such. And so I was like, 1, I don't have any place to put the boots right now. 2, they're beautiful works of art and they should be displayed. And 3, I need a new background anyway. So maybe it's time to change it up. And that would be something very distinctive, and it would make me like happy and smile. And I think I'm going to do cowboy boots. And oh no, it's frozen. Keely, this is what you were talking about, right? When you see this, oh no. Okay. Yeah, that's so weird. Ecamm glitch. I haven't. Oh, did I? Yes, I did upgrade my OS system. Okay, you know what? Now the stream is frozen. I'm going to have to go because it's frozen. But thanks everyone for being here. I will get back to you on the background, on the stuff, on the videos. Leave nice comments. I'll talk to you in a video very, very soon. Let me see if I try and change it. Nope. Not even if I try and do something. All right. Well, everyone, I'll see you next week. All right. Bye.